you're talking to. Now, go ahead, man. Do it.
All right, you so bad. Oh, okay.
Now.
All right. Now. Welcome, 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 Grand Rising, and welcome to Breakfast with Thomases. It is
Go ahead, Miss
it's
Thomas.
Pay Your With Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and we are glad to be here. We finally have gotten it down to a rhythm.
Somewhat,
We got
somewhat.
we got a rhythm here now. We took a little while to get it together, but it's coming along. It's coming along.
Working that wild style. That's what we do. Grand Rising, welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases on Friday. Today is Pay It Forward Friday.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
It is
is.
something that we do every week, happily. You can just probably restart that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
about to.
So we're making sure that all of our devices are on and everyone who's visiting in and listening in from everywhere gets this message. What we do in this platform is share some updated information about the financial situation for all of us, about how the world is going, also about how our communities are going, and ways to deal with some of the major changes that are happening. So, from today's perspective, we're going to be going after understanding the money. Okay, Mr. Thomas is over here pulling up some cool stuff. We're on. Cool.
There we go. There we go.
Grand Rising Token, how you doing? We got some folks on different platforms. We're on Clapper, we're on Stereo, and we're on YouTube as well as in LinkedIn and and oh good God, Facebook,
Facebook.
no, Facebook and not Twitter, it's Twitch.
Twitch.
Okay, so with that being said, welcome everyone
Oh
from
wow,
everywhere.
wow, wow. It's lovely to be here this morning. It's an interesting morning, and honestly,
Yes.
there's so many things going on, and I was up late last night. I stayed up late last night. And I was doing some running around on the net, and everyone who has this big conversation about the Democrats staying out, the conversation about the Republicans are siding with the people, and the banks are doing what the banks are doing. But what's happened, the biggest issue is the banks are protecting themselves and leaving the people out on a limb. And we're going to talk about that today. And
Banks be banking.
Banks be banking. Oh, that should be the term.
Stop it.
The banks be banking.
Banks be banking. That's
and as as people out there who have a right to protect what they've earned, we need to start talking about have this conversation on how we need to protect our assets, the way we need to protect our assets, and not so much what the government is doing, because the government's going to do what the government's going to do, and they're going to protect themselves, and they're going to play a political tug of war, and the only people who are going to be affected are the people at the end of the ropes. All right.
So, I'm gonna try not to be rude, but I'm gonna have to be brash with you all today. Grand Rising and welcome to the truth of how it is, and not just for us. We look around and we see people who want the same things that we want, who desire the same things that we desire. They came here to this country. Most of us were born here. But isn't it funny how no matter what the ideal or where you came from, what your origins are, we all want the same thing.
Yes, we do.
We all want the same basic things, all of us. And that is why we are here with Breakfast with the Thomas. So, one, I want to just share with you the platform that puts that support, that actually provides this programming, is called P2G Networks. That's a digital financial literacy and education platform, not just to tell you about what's wrong with the world, but to help you put together skill sets to deal with the financial terrain that we're being pushed into. It's not like it hasn't been going on for decades. I've been around for 5 of them, and I'm not seeing anybody, including my parents, going through anything any different. But our position is very different than our parents were. And it wasn't because of them, it was because we chose it. So today you get to become empowered and take action. Yes, and all that matters is if you decide to take action on what we talk about. So we have a bit of a lineup to talk about what's happening in the world on the background, the underbelly of the financial part. Some research into why you see what's happening in your local groceries, your bills, and everything going on. What the bigger scale is, because we live on the micro scale, the small scale. That's where we are, people. If you on this stream right now, you and I are micro. Macro is the huge, bigger picture. We really don't see because we too busy out here playing like the ants, one at a time, making sure you move your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Macro is the global.
The problem is that the macro affects the micro every time, and you have to get a view of both in order to know how to move. So I'm learning this from so many people and so many places, and I love that I'm working to share it so that I master the process. And we're teaching teachers to teach other teachers. We're teaching folks to teach this in their home, to teach this in their teach this to their generations, their kids, the neighbors, even kids who don't have parents should have access to this.
Absolutely.
And we want you guys to know that while it looks very bleak and we see a lot of things that are getting in our way of the lifestyles that we want, ain't nothing more in your way than you. And once we can help you remove you as an obstacle, you can have anything you want. So today we are paying it forward. We're giving information, and then we're going to give some resolution. I'll see you in a few seconds after we give y'all some information. Absolutely. We love you all. Hey, Miss Faye, we see you, baby. I see y'all. Let's go. We are in.
Have crashed to the lowest level in 5 years, and right on cue, the Fed has quietly stepped in with emergency lending while also announcing the end of quantitative tightening. This isn't a coincidence, it is a coordinated effort to keep the illusion of stability alive just a little bit longer before the next crisis. A crisis that threatens not only your deposits and your savings, but the value of the dollar itself. But these moves actually reveal more than they hide, showing us just how close we are to the breaking point, what happens next, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself before it's too late. In case you missed it, U.S. bank reserves have dropped to $2.8 trillion, the lowest level since 2020. As that number continues to fall, banks have no liquidity, threatening not only your deposits, but the entire system as a whole. And the Fed knows it, which is why just last week they quietly injected $29.4 billion in emergency loans to U.S. banks through their overnight repo facility, the largest amount that they've done since 2020. And the mainstream media, they're not going to report on this because they don't want the public to panic over emergency bank loans. But make no mistake, this is a silent bailout, a backdoor lifeline by another name to ensure that liquidity continues to move and that the entire system doesn't seize. But that's just the beginning. See, just a few days before this injection, the Fed already was laying the foundation for ending quantitative tightening or pulling money out of the system. Instead, gearing up to put more in, not because they conquered inflation, not because the economy needs it, but because the system cannot handle any more tightening, meaning that they are warming up the printing presses as we speak, which is terrible news for anyone holding dollar or dollar-denominated assets, which we'll talk more about in a second. But first, when the Fed printed trillions back in 2020, they didn't just inflate asset prices, they also created a flood of new bank deposits. U.S. bank deposits soared by nearly 30%. Today, U.S. banks have close to $20 trillion in total deposits. But rather than protect those deposits or store some of those reserves away, what did they do? U.S. banks took all that extra liquidity and dumped it into U.S. treasuries that were supposed to be safe. Except guess what? They weren't. Between the continued weaponization of the dollar, the seizing of Russia's U.S. reserves, inflation, and a system so reliant on debt, suddenly demand for U.S. debt started to disappear. But as demand has dropped for U.S. debt, the yield or the interest paid has started to rise. Investors need to be paid more to take on U.S. debt risk. But this has created two major problems. Number one, every new dollar that the U.S. borrows now costs more, which is a lot of dollars and bad news because the U.S. is not planning on slowing its spending anytime soon. And number two, it means that anyone who is holding older U.S. treasuries is now sitting on a loss Let me explain. Let's say you bought a 30-year treasury bond in 2022 that had a 2% yield, a 2% fixed interest payout. Well, that's great until today you look and see that the 30-year treasury bond now has a 4% yield or a 4% interest paid out. Well, you're going to have a really hard time selling your old treasury bond when someone today could go buy a new one and get double the return. To sell, you'd have to slash your price, sometimes dramatically. That difference between what you paid for it versus what it's worth today, that price drop, is an unrealized loss. It's not realized because you haven't sold it yet, but on paper, it's worth less than what you paid for it. It's like if you bought a house for $500,000, but today that house is worth $400,000. You're living in it, you haven't sold it, so it's not like you've lost $100,000. But if you ever needed to sell that house, if you needed the cash, that unrealized loss becomes very realized very quickly. Now picture the entire US banking system back in 2020. Flush with all of these deposits, they take those deposits and invest them heavily into US treasuries, which at that time, the yields were far lower, meaning that today, all of those treasury bonds are worth far less. That is the massive pile of unrealized losses that US banks are sitting on today. But selling these bonds would expose the damage, triggering write-downs and causing panic, which is exactly what happened in now failed Silicon Valley Bank. So instead, these banks are forced to hold on to all of these bad assets without any liquidity. But it doesn't stop there. Commercial real estate is another ticking time bomb on these banks' balance sheets. You see the empty office buildings, the empty strip malls. Delinquencies are hitting record numbers at the same time that property values for these commercial properties are dropping. So what do banks do? They're extending and pretending the loans, but in reality, the assets themselves are worth less, meaning they have even more unrealized losses. In fact, today, US banks are sitting on roughly $400 billion worth of unrealized losses, and that's just what's visible. And I'm sure someone out there is going to say, okay, so what? Haven't these banks had these unrealized losses for a while? What's different now? And before I tell you what I think, tell me what you think. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Do you think that this is all overblown? Or do you think that this house of cards is ready to collapse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Because if you ask me what's different right now, it's that the Federal Reserve is showing us through their actions what we can expect to happen next. Number one, sneaky backdoor overnight emergency lending, right? A backdoor bailout by another name, just the beginning. At the same time that they are ending their quantitative tightening. This means that there is a liquidity crisis. We've known this for a while, but it is finally reaching the breaking point. They can't do anything else about it. They're going to have to print more in order to keep the system alive, which means that every single dollar in existence, your savings, your retirement, your deposits, your cash, anything out there is going to be worth less. Our purchasing power is going to continue to be stolen from us. They've already been doing it for years. Inflation has not gone away. The rate at which it's gone up has just slowed, but not for long. We can absolutely expect that rate to continue to go up. It means that your dollars are going to be worth less, while real true money, physical, tangible gold is going to be worth more. In fact, right now, there is a massive movement happening across the world, a global monetary reordering. I am calling it the Great Gold Reset, because that is exactly what is happening. And if you want to understand more and learn more about how you can protect yourself from this, I am very excited to announce that I will be hosting a live webinar. It is completely free. Again, it is live, which I'm really excited about because I can engage with you. I'll be doing a Q&A on the Great Gold Reset, the dollar's collapse, and this global reordering with gold at the center of a new monetary system. The 5 phases that we're seeing, right? The moves that are being made, the timeline that's happening, and what is coming next. So make sure that you reserve your spot. You can register by scanning that QR code on the screen, or there's a registration link down below, again, completely free. I will be doing a live Q&A. This is November 18th, a Tuesday at 10.
Okay, so why would we talk about this stuff? Why is this all important? How does it affect you and me? right?
Mm.
And I think that's the coolest thing. I'm so glad she's doing a webinar Q&A because I got some questions because these people are always they seem to always be putting down crypto, but that's because they got money.
Mhm.
And that's the one thing I want to make sure we understand. There seems to be while we follow very many teachers for information so that we can expand, we understand the people we speak to.
Absolutely.
We understand the folks that work on our level who are starting from the ground up. A lot of these folks that do this, and don't get me wrong, I am not knocking their program. They know who their demographic is. They know who they're trying to speak to. They're selling gold and silver. It's wonderful. But my demographic, the people I speak to, are starting from zero, no savings. Some of y'all got 2 and 3 jobs and still struggling. Some of y'all can't see and don't get the savings habit changes the game when it's not in dollars. So we introducing y'all to a whole new mindset from our position. Because a lot of times, look, I used to have this problem when I would watch Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, and all of them. And the first thing I said was, damn it, I don't have that kind of money. You got to learn how to manage zero before you can learn how to do millions. You can't even do 100 till you good with pennies. The reason my platform is called Pennies to Gold, P2G, is because until we learn that we have power with small increments, and that's how the banks got power over us.
Absolutely.
Till y'all are like me and you learn how the banks manage and how they move, that's the people I'm looking for. People who got jobs, who basically are making, y'all trying to make ends meet. However, you got a side gig, a job, a business, 3 businesses, whatever, and you still struggling. Yeah, that's you. Oh, one thing you cannot come with is pride. One thing that will kill any future of movement is pride. So if you understand that you're struggling and you really need a new plan out of this bad boy, a new way to see your day, not just, oh man, here we go again. Because I stopped playing that game when I started learning the real rules, the ones I wasn't presented in school.
Very much so. They don't.
There's
no day. And I know
can't be no day when it's me.
When you look yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself honestly, is the funds that you have doing all they could be doing? If your answer is no, then there's room to grow.
There's a saying on our platform called "No Lazy Money."
There's always there's room.
Y'all know what no lazy money means? No lazy money means exactly that. Your problem is you doing all the work while your money laying around in somebody else's coffers and they're working your money.
True statement.
I know that sounds a little hurtful, but the fact of the matter is somebody else is holding on to your value, making it work harder than you. And you busting your butt to get more in their bank. They banking on you.
Well, the banks are in the business of you anyway. Meaning
that's right.
Their business is to make sure that you leave them responsible for your money. And you say, thank you for my 0.00000%.
9.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I've been there, y'all. I've been there with the 0.00009.
And I laughed because when we did go through it, and and I didn't even realize it until she went through it because I was like, wait a minute, my money, I'm making money, I'm good.
Yep.
And then I started after she told me
asked them how much.
Oh, she made big money. She made big buku dollars.
I made 8 whole cents.
It didn't even get over a dime.
So with that, what y'all doing? How much percentage are you getting? I gotta ask you a question. Do you understand the math numbers of your life? You don't, do you? You don't understand how much taxes you actually pay out on everything, not just at the end of the year, but throughout the year. Yeah. How much you paying on stuff, and then how much is your money making you? I got people go, oh, I'm in such and such, and I'm in such and such. Talk to me about how much your portfolio made.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you made that money, what did you do with the money you made? Because wealthy people don't stop at I made some money. They go to I made money and then invested in this. And when I say invested, they have assets. It's not all a paper game. I know y'all be like, Miss Ruby, but y'all do crypto. Y'all know my whole game ain't crypto. That's the thing. The game of moving your life for real, really you want to move that dot, you're going to have to learn about assets, what they are, what they're not. liabilities. Ain't this crazy? I just did this in class last
You got to
night.
come out of what you find comfort in.
Yeah.
Comfort is not saving the bottom line. It is not. It's going to require you to actually do something a little more that's going to inconvenience you.
Well, it's not an inconvenience. It's just not something we like because we're not used to it. We keep thinking that saving is like spending money. I don't
No.
have, you know what you don't have? You don't have money for new shoes. You don't have money for hair nails. You don't ever say, no, I don't have to those things. I know to say when you got to get a new jacket or you can really build up and save up to get this. But when it comes to putting your money into something else that will pay for it for you, I don't have it. No, you had it all along. You just didn't do with your money what you didn't know what to do with it. And when you were told, you were worried because that's risk. When you buy something, you got something. Guess what? You also know one other thing that y'all didn't want to think about. You're going to throw those things away because they are not growing value. You're going to give them away, throw them away. They're going to overwhelm your space. And you're just going to realize afterwards, I just wasted money on stuff.
No, you're just gonna realize you just redid it. And I was thinking because I was talking to my daughter, and she was talking about the girls who buy hair and
the bundles,
the bundles,
the bundles,
the bundles. And I'm sitting there like, why are they buying bundles? And these stuff they're not some of them are reusable, I guess. But she was saying there was a friend of hers who spent something like $800 on a pack of hair. And then she kept it for 3 months, and then she had to turn around and buy another pack of hair.
Okay.
I'm like, if she took the $800 one time, put it in a growing asset, like gold per se recently.
Oh, wow.
Gold has been in 3 month period. If we take from today and go back 3 months, which is I believe, I'm sorry.
That comes up. Look.
That's the whole thing.
That class comes on Monday. I told y'all we started classes already.
It's real. You would have made 4.5% on that money.
Yep.
And that could have covered the cost of your next 3 months.
Well, let's see. How many of you all want things that you say you cannot afford, but then buy things that you know that you didn't, after you bought them, you didn't need them? See, that's unfortunate, but that's a mindset that we've got to change. One of the biggest reasons I started digital financial literacy with P2G was so that we would get a full holistic growth process. You guys get full coaching there because you got to break some habits. Y'all want money, y'all want wealth, y'all want to see this money grow. We utilize crypto as a tool to grow wealth.
Yep.
There is no one way to do it. You are never going to get wealthy following one thing, which is why I always, when people come to me, it's like a trick question. They ask me, so what coin you follow? I got a bunch of people who are XRPers that don't know a damn thing about another coin on the market, let alone Bitcoin.
And XRP has a leg. XRP is a leg.
This is okay. So let me just explain. I'm only using XRP as an example because that has been an overwhelming. So that's an overwhelming process. These people don't know how to turn XRP into other things. They don't know how to get more XRP for their XRP. They don't understand that anything you get into, you want to have an ecosystem connected to. Y'all get it? Y'all want your money to be able to make more money. I want to be able to bank on a coin. So watching a video earlier, we were watching a video and there was a gentleman was breaking down the top seven stocks and performance, this, that, and the other. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I wanted to show it today, but Al had already had a video ready for y'all. One of the reasons I bring this up is because it brought me, his video brought me back to one of my coach's statements. He said, I don't invest in what I don't use. The most important thing in crypto, why people keep getting taken down, is because you keep buying stuff that don't have a use case. And that y'all don't understand the basis of what you're looking at in the first place. So let me explain what crypto is and what crypto is not.
Okay.
Crypto is not money. There's a reason they call it an asset. Because it goes up and down. Stable coins are not. So y'all better get your pen and paper out. I'm giving y'all some of my free class. You know what I'm saying? For my class for free. Right now, you're getting free game. But it ain't gonna be the whole ship, getting caboodle. You're not getting the whole thing.
Keep it sizzling.
Now, don't start with me, Mr. Thomas. Y'all see how I gotta deal with it in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The fact of the matter is, if you don't know that, anybody could, if you don't understand that crypto's not money and that crypto is software, got it? Or not? See, because we have things called meme coins.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have a meaning. Has to have a purpose. How many of y'all, and I tell this to my class all the time, how many of y'all walk into, I don't know, y'all walk into Staples or you go into, give me a good, Best Buy. Go into Best Buy, right? You go up to Best Buy, you go to buy some software from them. You get a box that has a disc in it and you take it home to install. Now, I know this ain't been done a long time and people just installing online, whatever, old school.
Drop down.
So we used to take a disc home and put it inside the computer and download it. Now y'all would put it on the thumb drive and push it in and start it up. All right, bottom line. When you put that disc or that thumb drive inside, if nothing happened and you paid them $58,
you going back to that
What
store.
you doing?
You on the way back to that store and you are not in good spirits.
Use case. Y'all kids, you guys out here buying your kids all this software to play games, video games and stuff. If you went to the website, click the button, downloaded something that opened up to nothing, what you doing? You gonna complain? You gonna go get your money back? That's how cryptos have power, because they have use. Companies are using them. We talked to y'all about blockchains. Tokens are things that move along, that help things, information packets move along. It's called data. The data is the money. You don't need to be all technical and understand that. But the fact that if you went and bought an apple and it wasn't appling, you would definitely take that back. Get your money back. That's markets. That's how markets work. You make money when the thing works for somebody who needs it. You invest early, get your little couple of dollars when they just getting started. Wow. Then it goes in hyperbolic use case. And then you see the price soar. More people are using it. More companies are using it. Or even better, it gets an ecosystem to where so many people need it. And now they're trading on it. And now you make money in that market because you're an investor in the market.
An early investor.
Do you need to believe in any of this? No. Do you need to learn how to use it so you can get the things you do believe in? Yes. You see how we got to get our emotional self out. We got to get our emotional head away from our money head, because those things don't work.
No, they don't. They don't have anything in common.
Stop trying to feel your way through a portfolio. It will not pay you. Perfect example, my girl D. I got to give her some news because I keep this picture close by. She got a picture of the hood up. All right. She got a picture in the hood, somebody, yellow wall with the writing on it. It says, "Get out your feelings, ain't no money in there." Come on, somebody. Get out your feelings, ain't no money in there.
Shots fired.
That, when I saw that, I had to send her a thank you. And I have told her numerous times I have used that statement. I've actually used that picture, because it actually makes sense. We got to get out of our feelings around this money game. It is not it is not an emotional game. You cannot apply this. That is not the tool to use. You have got to start sharpening your information tool, your brain. You have to start expanding how you not only use your brain, but that it is able to take in more. Meaning you got to leave your community. You got to leave your current spaces. You got to leave, even if it's just digitally, if it's just using these things to get to somewhere else, to see somewhere else, to grow your processes, to grow in general. You're going to have to leave that. We created a network of networks so that you can leave your place of living. Some of y'all can travel to other countries, visit people, have friends to go to meet with. You know, I realized that if I go to South Africa, I have friends, because my friends are out there online. They've been welcoming us to come to South Africa, from Ghana, I have friends in Ghana. But you know something the most important? They have people they send here now, and most of them get here to New York.
Yeah.
Guess who they send? They say, we need you to go talk to Miss Ruby. Miss Ruby, I have such and such. My cousin's coming to town. No problem. What do they need? What are they doing? My darling, it is time for you to become the international citizens of the world that you are. You have to recognize that the walls that surround you, those the streets that you're used to,
The boxes that you're in.
those things have been expanded by these things. This can help you unbox. It can take you places that you've never been before. It can actually expose you to things that your neighbors never knew existed and experiences that change your opportunity if you let it. Why do we meet on Zoom every Monday and Thursday and Monday? Why? Because I need there to be no walls between us, no excuses. There are no schedules we can't make happen. And you know what I want to say? I got to say grand rising to Miss Faye, because it just dawned on me. My baby girl is in California. It is 3 hours earlier, and she is taking the time to be here to get this information. And then how many of y'all are going to continue to connect? We leave our information everywhere. Y'all want to come to class? Come to class. Y'all want to come to a Q&A? Come to a Q&A. I'm really excited because Taylor Kenny just said she's going to be doing a webinar. I'm actually planning a webinar for us to do an in-the-house Q&A.
Yep. Ask any questions you want to ask.
P2G is not about one thing. We introduce you to the metals process because you learn about the world economy, but you've got to learn how to move asset to asset. I work with people who don't already have portfolios of this, that, and the other that they can shift over. We work with people who are picking up a portfolio from the ground up and creating that portfolio.
You know, one of the things that are really apparent currently, people who think they have a portfolio only have a 401k and a savings account. Both of them are currently at risk with the way the quantitative tightening has ended. One of the things they also have to look at is the fact that when they said it's ending, they just mean they're going to print more money, and the values that you have in those accounts are going to go down. So what you need to really have a conversation around is, what are you going to do with the numbers that you have at hand? Time is of the essence for you now. Timing is very important.
The words I already have a long-term investment. My question is who's investing and what do you get to say about it?
Who's investing your money? Because most people who have investments are third-party investors, and
they get paid to invest your money, but not from building your money.
No, they just need to hold it for you. And one of the things that you really have to be very mindful of the fact is that they are now banks and major companies are dropping a lot of their major private funding accounts. And where they siphon them to, what I call is the system's backup. Everyone who has a 401k and a retirement account, they're selling them to the bankers like, and I'm gonna put them out there in the street. New York Standard Life or New York Finances. They are Standard Finances. They are picking up a lot of these private investment firms and shuffling them into your retirement. So if they come, it's October now. It's time for them.
No, it's November.
November, excuse me. They're updating all the financials for what you can reinvest in for the next year.
November 1, start it.
Guess what? You're going to see stuff that you've never seen before that you've always wanted to be a part of, but it was a private group. Understand, they're dropping this up, so they need someone to pick up the balance sheet.
When smart money needs to sell things that have lost value, where do you think they go?
They shift it.
They just shift the products into your portfolios. My loves, let me share something with you. Don't believe the hype. It is not the game you are willing. You should be playing third party from the seat, the visual seats. You shouldn't be on the visitor seats. You should be on the court with your money. And I have some folks out there. They have we have older people who are kind of consolidating, and they're kind of trying to keep the funds together in the family. And so you can't do. if you have pocket money, you need to be taking care of
Yep.
getting these small assets to build up. Why do we say this? I'm not selling crypto. I'm not selling gold and silver. We have access to all of that. My business is education. You need to know how to move. You need to know how the technicals work. You need to know how to set up the account, how to move things. You need to be able to know when to move, how to move, what's going on. You don't need to make a phone call and ask somebody what you're doing, what they doing with your money. That's your future. When people tell me, "Oh, I got such and such," one guy was like, "Yo, I'm gonna move this in my Robinhood." Which go, okay, cool. Robinhood will shut that bad boy down, and what will happen to your portfolio? Whose portfolio is that? Y'all get that? We're teaching people to self-custody and manage their financials. I ain't telling anybody to jump out of everything you got and throw it into crypto.
No,
don't do it. But y'all are not diversified. I don't care what you think. You got a crypto stock. You got some crypto this. You got some that. You got some gold stock. Baby, you ain't got no gold and you ain't got no crypto. And that's the sale of the people who manage your portfolio. That's what they use to sell you. Talk to me.
We got one over there.
Oh, we got a big old bubble. How y'all doing? We got a couple of lovely family members in here. Let's play this message. Al, you turned it down.
Oh. Yeah, a great, wonderful Friday. Y'all made a lot of making it seem like that's stereo and clapping for this Friday. I'm out here in Ohio. I hope you're having a great, wonderful day.
All right. That's Black Casper giving love. We're on multiple platforms. All love, my brother, and he's out in Minnesota. See, one of the things I love is that I keep connected with people, and I always pray for my drivers, people who keep our businesses, I should say, keep food in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because without truck drivers, his brother is a trucker. He moves products back and forth stores and replenishment stuff that makes sure people in our communities have food to eat. So y'all make sure y'all give it up to the next time y'all see a truck driver, somebody who's transporting goods and services to stores and to make sure that we got in our neighborhood.
Tell them thank you.
Y'all make sure y'all get them love, because I always do. Guys, it's so funny because who got us in this game was a trucker. Who got us in this game was a trucker, a man who practically lived most of his life in the back of a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't notice until we were on one night. You know what I'm saying? We were on one night in one of our powwows about 5-6 years ago. No, it's 7 years ago now. 7 years ago now. We were in a powwow sitting down at about 11 o'clock, everybody coming together, us and about 42 other people on the line, just talking about what we need to do to make moves and how crypto grow. Now, how not even crypto, it was at the time, it was just we were purchasing gold and understanding with small increments of gold, how important it is for our community, what gold really means to us.
Yep.
What that really means for us. Because if you don't got gold and silver, you are bound for the poor. You're bound for poor for generations.
That is the real money for change.
That's real. We didn't know what that was. There was no education around that. Now we teach it widespread. Because if you don't have real assets, if you thinking you got assets on paper, you don't even know how that game works. So how can you win it? How could you be winning? There's people with hundreds of thousands. I love it. I'll be watching them brothers with the knot in the pocket going, so what you gonna do with that? I can do what I want. I can buy this, I can buy that, I can buy this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put that to work? Do you know how to make that not work? Had to be at least $5,000 in his pocket. I'm thinking,
he know how to make money.
Did he know that he was actually losing money in his back pocket while holding on to his check in his back pocket? And he was servicing me. And it's not, look, y'all got to have jobs. Mm-hmm. But your first job should be to learn what to do with the money so that you are not having a job until you die or until it kill you. And then if we don't understand what to do with the money, you got all these people with businesses. I know I opened up a business. Okay. I opened up several businesses. Now, the kind that I used to run literally ran me.
Mm-hmm.
I beat a rock for every dime I got. And if I didn't beat the rock, no dimes came.
That was crazy. That made no sense.
How many of y'all doing that right now? Is that the norm right now? How many of y'all filling out paperwork so you could go get some money, so you can get a subsidy, so you can keep your food in your house, keep the roof over your head while you got a job? How Walmart handing out food stamp applications along with their job applications? What's up with that?
Any sense?
That's anticipated poverty.
Mm-hmm.
While working.
Because they already know that you're being paid below minimum wage. Well, just at minimum wage. And there was an article in NPR News that I read on, and y'all may not like Joe Rogan, but he said, on average, if anyone's to just make it even, you need to be making at least $26 an hour just to be at minimum wage so you can maintain.
Sweetie, that's what it's supposed to be. If minimum wage was kept up with inflation, $26 would be minimum wage. And so many people would come off of food stamps if they would allow the regular real minimum wage, which keeps up with inflation.
But it doesn't.
But the powers that be, the ones y'all keep voting for left and right, won't make that happen. Y'all thought $15 was awesome. They're like, yeah, our people got 15, I'm getting 17. And you are still at least 10% behind.
And when they gave us 15, they moved the cost of living up 3.4%.
So if that is a game and you don't know it, you gotten excited because it's emotional, not informational. It's time to get out the emotional game. How many people would like to see themselves shift this mindset? Literally shift it. Well, the one thing I love about being in this amazing digital financial literacy game is that it doesn't take a long time. You don't have to be here for weeks and months and weeks. You know, we just started our first session of the first week yesterday, and I was really excited. So the replays go up for our students who were on yesterday, and they get to come in and practice what we preached. You know, our next class is on Monday. Will you all be there? Okay, you get one price, 1 week, or do the month. You know what I'm saying? One price for the month, one price for the week. And you come in and you get to work on the things that you've been wanting or needing. Some of y'all need some things so bad. You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You thinking, I got a lot of women, a lot of moms right now who are struggling to figure it out. Because what happened with the food stamps, and by the way, and I don't know who, what, where, or what's happening with the food stamps, but I can tell you right now with the, I should say that the SNAP benefits, I can tell you right now, you never want to be in this position again. You never want to be, and people are going, oh, I don't have SNAP, that doesn't apply to me. Baby, it applies to all of us. That's the economy. That's what that's how we teach you to think. We teach you to think about economies, not about where I am, because you can't do nothing by yourself.
No, not at all. And I want to speak to the fellas. Guys, you heard my wife say the women are out there talking about SNAP benefits. There are women coming to this class to decide to say they don't want this life anymore. Where are you guys at? Do you think you guys are above? And this is me included. Do you think you're above the idea that you know financial literacy, that you're good? If you knew financial literacy, would you be going to a job doing 9 to 5? Or would you be doing something that you really want to do? Would you be pushing, would you be out there hustling on the corner? Or would you have an idea of, look, I done took what I made on the corner, put it into gold and silver. Or crypto, or land, or something.
There's so much you could be doing.
And I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. It's available.
You guys, you have an opportunity, and I'm speaking for the guys because I go to these classes with my wife, and I see these women in there, and I'm always wondering, like, yo, where the hell are the men at?
Exactly.
You can't be at work all the goddamn time. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You can't be at work all the time.
Exactly.
And you can't be asleep all the time. We as men have to be in a position to take care of life. You know, if you're single, significant other, domestic partner, I don't really care. Choice is yours. But your bottom line is yours. Gold and silver is the only true money. If you've worked 20 years, 25 years, and you've got a pension, understand your pension is in jeopardy right now because guess what? It's based in paper.
So I'm sorry, I want to jump on that because I want to make sure we're real clear on what that is. Paper promises or paper denominated finances. What that is anything that goes back to cash.
Yeah, anything that's cash.
Anything that's a promissory note. Cash is a promissory note. You know, we just did the beginning of the history of money. And if you don't know, open up your wallet, take out a bill and look at it, okay? I mean, really look at it and read it. All you have to do is read up in this top corner. Any bill, every bill has the same statement.
The same print.
It has the same print. And in right about where you have this little insignia right there, right below it, it tells you this is good. This is legal. No. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. It does not say is good for any particular transferability. This is real. Okay, it's the $5 bill. They have it on the 1. They have it on the 20. They got it on all of them. It doesn't matter which note you have. You're gonna get the same promise. There you go. It's upside down.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna get the same promise. Now I love that I have this note, but my favorite note is this one. My favorite note is this one. It's called a gold note. And this one is called a gold back. It's backed by gold because in this is physical gold. In this, on the market, I can watch the price change. Now I got to ask you a question. What's the difference? There's a one here. There's a one here. But which one of these am I going to find that if I take it in, I can get more stuff for?
If you look at
Y'all understand where I'm coming from yet?
I don't know where it is currently, but the last check it was 5 to 1. $1 bill equals 5. One of those equals five notes.
Now wait a minute, because this is okay, and I'm going to read this because it says it's 1,000th of a troy ounce of gold, 24 karat. That's what's in this, 24 karat. 1,000th. This is the material, gold, real physical gold sitting in here. And if I say, okay, I have 1,000th of a piece of gold, of gold note, I need to trade it to get cash, or to trade it, I need to buy something. What is the worth is what I'm concerned with. I know what I can get with this. I get $1 worth. Holding on to this, I'm gonna get less and less, because last week my peanut chews was 5 cents.
No, she didn't.
I ain't gonna lie. My peanut chews was 5 cents. Now they 2 for 25. So how much of this did I lose? How much of my value did I lose on peanut chews alone? Yes, I like peanut chews. I've been eating them since I was a kid. All right, I'm be honest. Okay, I can't get a single peanut chew to save my damn life. By the way, if you get the single pack, it's now 10 cents. But they try to give you a discount. They're gonna give you 2 for 25. I am not stupid. Guys, y'all gotta get how this money works. It's numbers. And numbers ain't emotional. They're factual.
That's it.
But this right here, this right here. A sister bought this about, let's see, where did I get this one? This one came at market rate, about $3, right? About $3 to get this one little thing right here. Oh, it's really cool. I like it. It's over $6. I bought this 3 months ago. Over $6 worth of value. I just doubled my value.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do the math.
So pretty much she got it for free.
Give me 1 second. Well, try this one. 1,000. Do the math. 1,000th of the price of a coin of gold today. Go do it. Because let me share something with you all. How much? Oh, by the way, these small denominations come at a higher premium.
Yep, they do.
The smaller you get it, it comes at a higher premium. So it also sells at a higher premium. Make sense to anybody yet?
Yeah, it does.
1,000 or 4,000 is what?
1.
Nope. 1,000 of 4,000 is 4.
That's true. Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
When I bought it, it was 2 something, so it was 2. But you know, I paid a premium. So it went and doubled up. So it went from 3 to 6 because I paid the premium. I don't know if y'all realize, and don't you be losing yourself in here. All right, I don't play that. Get my money. Money don't go on the floor. We plant these. This is always going to be the better value, but you got to get to it. So we teach people to take small cash, little pennies, nickels, and dimes, starting with whatever you got. And when I say small cash, we have to show an example, and we build it into dollars in using crypto, using the blockchain ecosystem to build it up. Because y'all don't have big money to start with, right? And if you do have big money, you still got to start with something up here first.
God. Look at this. It just pulled up a Wyoming Gold back.
All he did was put it in there.
Wyoming Gold
Y'all
back.
look it up for yourself. 1,000
Yep.
of a coin would be, that's the weight this is. But there's physical gold in here. This is real gold. They made this of gold. Now, my babies, how many of y'all know how to get access to this? I got people going, Miss Ruby, how do I get it? Let's go. Let's go.
Come to class.
We actually have a class coming up. For those who are members, all of our members, and I learned this from my last partnership, it makes sense. Membership has to come with its benefits. So it makes sense that every member in our platform gets everything that the platform provides.
Yep.
There's no bit and piecing P2G. You're going to get everything that the platform has to offer. And what's coming up is a masterclass in metals. How to buy them, how to compare them, how to do the math, how to figure out what the quality is. Then we are going to work with up to 6. Because I know I got folks like, oh, yo, we're going to go to this one. Nah, boo. We're going to teach you how to find multiple sources, how to make friends in the industry. We're going to teach you how to get to auctions. Because our metals class is the most important. You're going to be able to learn what to do with metals. Not just have them and hold them, because I got to be able to transfer this into some value. Because when it's time to go get that property, I got something they can leverage against.
Yes, indeed.
And even more so, getting that property, I take it to the next level. P2G is a much bigger platform than y'all know. We cover everything when it comes to wealth, including protection. So my question for y'all is, when you come into class?
What you waiting for?
I don't care if you do my class, Chris class, the TWC class, whatever class you are in. If you ain't in class around your money, what are you doing? We have multiple. I got a brother that's out there in Jersey right now, every week, financial literacy. I love that brother. He introduced me to a new source for this. I love this stuff. Why? Because it's the only foundation that keeps anybody, all that stuff you hearing right now going on with everybody else does not affect me. Are you affected? You need this. Your kids need it. Your family needs it. Your community needs it. Your church needs it. I don't understand why churches don't have this. That's freaking me out right now.
Other than the Vatican, everybody else don't got nothing.
I don't understand why it's not being taught in church. How many of y'all go to church ever ask the preach? Anybody's bold enough to ask the teacher, why you don't teach us about gold and silver? You know what they're going to tell you? Because God said the love of money is the road to. That is not what God said. Y'all need to learn to read that book also for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You all need to learn that you are capable. If you can read, by the way, that's how I figured out how to fix. That's how I started fixing computers, by the way. I figured out I could read.
Okay, let's stay on track.
No. That's a big thing, though. I learned to fix computers because I learned that I got the understanding of a basic skill I already had. I could read it for myself. That's huge. I think Mr. Thomas is thinking that we're off the subject, but that's actually the subject. We're not here to do anything for you. I'm here to teach you what I got that took me to being safe. While you guys are still questioning, still out there worried about what's happening in the news. Well, this is a form of news as well. And we're informing you that you got this.
Yes, you do.
Come to class. We'll show you how you got this. I'll show you how to get some more. Because it's not about the getting, it's about the knowledge of what you can do with the knowledge after you have it.
And once you got it, you have to know how to keep it and use it. And
That's another skill set.
That's goal is a tool like anything else. It's a progressive tool that you can use to get ahead.
That's right.
And that's what we teach at P2G Network. We teach progressive. We go from pennies to gold, from pennies, crypto, gold. Then you get to leverage land. And we're not gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that out of that. I was about to say that that's a Sunday class, but you have and the grand scheme of everything, you have once you get all those levels up, you have to learn how to protect it because we all know how to create.
Yep.
But once you learn how to create, how do you keep, use, and build upon what you created, so you don't have to redo it again? Because what I realized from being back dealing with all these not money market, but multi-level marketing things, they always taught you how to create money, and when it does, you have to turn around and recreate it again.
When you say money marketing things,
I'm sorry, multi-level marketing.
Oh, okay, MLMs.
MLM. The goal is never to have to keep recreating. The goal is to learn how to make it.
So I love it. Their favorite words are residual. Wait. They're residual, but it's not passive. Come on, talk to me, somebody. You know why multi-level marketing companies are not passive? Because it's susceptible to removal of structure. Multi-level, and I have a gentleman who I speak with right now, talking with, who's in one. He's really excited about what he's doing. The industry is really strong, but even that industry he's in is starting to change because of this.
Well, you're trying to hold on to that, huh?
I know I am holding on to this, but he doesn't know. He knows the stuff that he's taught to do. We now have to learn beyond what we're taught to do to make the company money.
Yep.
Y'all understand that yet? You've got to go beyond your job description and start getting into your life description. Your first position is you.
Yep. What do you want?
It's your purpose. So having a job cannot become your whole purpose. And a lot of y'all, it is. You have defined yourself according to your job, yet your life is unmanageable. You go to work, you're a maverick at what you do. You are phenomenal. Everybody, you the hero. You can make anything happen at the job. But when you get home, you're still trying to figure out how to make the day work in your home.
Absolutely.
That's what we're dealing with. So when we want y'all to come to the family home. This is the conversation. We invite you to be here on P2 on Breakfast with the Thomases. We invite you to come to this amazing platform called P2G. You know, some of y'all would like to hop on, get into the Discord so we can connect, or you want to get on our Telegram, not a problem. Reach out. We'll send you an invitation. Just make sure you say hello. There's no hiding out in our space.
Absolutely.
Okay. You want to know something? Ask a question in the room. Wednesdays, you'll get the link for Wednesdays instantly in the room because we do a live Q&A. That's our community session. But I want you guys to realize something. This is your opportunity to change your life forever. Because once you have new knowledge, no one can take it away. No one can tell you how to apply. Man, I've seen people scared to death. They got you scared to death. But it doesn't have there's no power with that you didn't give it. There's no power with any of that you didn't give it. And my nephew, I have an 11-year-old nephew that has taught me.
A young man.
That's my baby. Some of y'all have met him on camera.
I have a thing about that young man.
Let me tell y'all something. My nephew is a prime example of how we all should walk. I'd rather say sorry than ask permission. Y'all better stop asking permission to live, to grow, to do things, and be willing to make all the mistakes necessary to move. And with that, we are coming literally to the top of the hour. We have to share some information from our sponsors. We have a couple of platforms that have made it possible to be able to do this. And with that, we are here with Micro Daily, which one thing is definitely not going to happen. You can't have wealth if you ain't got health. So you better start handling yourself first. First is your personal finances on the inside. This is my first little investment
Mhm.
on the inside. So Micro Daily is what handles making sure every day of mine is balanced and is healthy, and that I have the proper everything rolling on.
Nutrients.
My everything is rolling on.
Yes.
But it also is very safe. It's safe in an environment. It's not something that hurts me. It will hurt me. I don't need a pill to fix a pill. In other words, it actually prevents that process from happening. And I'm so grateful to the people from the Micro Daily program and folks that have introduced me to this program, because it has helped me immensely over the years be able to do this type of program. My husband's awake right now.
Mm.
He's up and about right now because of it. And it actually has carried me through two knee surgeries, and my healing has been amazing. And with that, we're going to move into, yes, we are partnered with, and I want to say this is back to our brother Dre. At Cost Metals is another sponsor for this platform. We actually are so dedicated to this process and getting people involved in what's necessary for their movement. So if we're not going to sit here and put you out on the limb, I'm never going to send you to one thing. So we have other programs for y'all also to be able to, and to be able to impart on them on how to use it. Now, finally, of course, we are the sponsors of P2G, are having our classes. Come on in. Come on in. Come to class. Here we go. There we go. Our onboarding. I want you guys to realize it's time to get someone to help you walk through the process of making it happen. We don't throw information at you and then keep moving. Nah. We're information, education, and application 100%. Come join some of our financial labs. I can't wait. You guys need to join our financial labs because those are phenomenal. Watching money move, helping to get the process not be your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Making your mistakes in the lab as opposed to making your mistakes in the world.
Which
way
is
bigger.
phenomenal.
Okay.
Got to
So
make it in the lab.
let's get it popping. Let's go. You want to get your membership? Start your class. Start watching your videos, downloading your software, making it happen. Let's go. Let's go. And Mr. Thomas, thank you for being up and about with me in these mornings. It's crazy. It's Friday.
Look, yeah, we should share with them what we're doing this weekend, because that looks like it's a possibility that we might be doing it live this weekend.
Well, follow us on P2G. If you guys have had the notification, what we will do is we'll stream it from StreamYard, so that way you will be able to get the notification, and that way we'll set it up, turn it on, and you all can see what's happening with us this week. We got an invitation to do a seminar and to share this process. We'd love to have you all there. So on Saturday. See you soon. Love you much. And keep doing what you're doing with each other. Thank you on all platforms.
Yes.
Clapper, I think we're still on stereo.
We're still on stereo.
We're still on stereo. Your tablet is a mess. His tablet is a true mess. But that is the case. We love you. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you